Hello everybody and welcome back to another Magic the Gathering Arena video. Today I am looking at a Grixis deck called Exploit and Sacrifice. So really taking the sort of Obnixilis superiority to a new level. Basically what I wanted to build this deck around is to try and leverage the Fable and Amalgam combo. So these two form a combo where once you've got the reflection, you can copy the Amalgam whenever the opponent tries to cast anything and exploit itself and counter that thing. So whenever once per turn we can basically counter, or once per turn cycle, we can counter one spell of the opponent's or abilities. This is like an incredibly powerful like lockdown pairing, especially if we've managed to get the sort of board to a state where the opponent's top decking, we can counter every single thing they do. And then as we were playing this kind of exploit card, I was thinking, well, what else can we exploit? And that led me to Jadar, Ghoulcaller of Nephalia. So this was the combo with this, you know, they came out around the same time or one set after the other. So this creates a 2/2 black zombie token with Decayed if we don't already control one each end step of our own step, sorry. So obviously very nice exploit targets as we get one straight back. And what else do we want to exploit? Well, Maestro's Diabolus is something I've been trying a few times. So it's got Death Touch and Haste. It's a 1/4 and it creates a red devil when it attacks. Obviously when it attacks it's got Death Touch, so they don't really want to block it. It's got 4 toughness, which is quite hard to remove, and it's creating devils. So those devils can then be used as an exploit target for the Amalgam. What else? It likes to exploit stuff. Well, Make Disappear is a sort of a card that I'd say has had very growing popularity over the past few weeks, which is basically a nice counter that can sort of scale into the late game if it's got stuff to sacrifice, because it then becomes, unless its controller pays 4 for 2 mana, which is very good. A little chat I've added in here as a bit of card draw / filtering for us, and something to do if we don't want to use Make Disappear, if the opponent passes their turn or whatever. And then the rest of the deck is kind of built around a similar vein, similar theme. So we've got 2 Eaten Alive, which, you know, we can sacrifice a creature to exile one of theirs. 4 Shambling Ghast, there's more things for us to sacrifice. I've got 1 Kaito Shizuki, 4 Obnixilis. This is kind of the powerhouse of the deck. So the idea with this really is we're sacrificing the token made off of Jadar or one of our Shambling Ghasts to create 2 of these. One of these then creates its own token that we can then sacrifice with either Make Disappear or Amalgam or something in a later turn, whilst we sit behind, you know, our token wall and grind them down. Got 2 Maestro's Charms just for flexible removal, burn to face or card filtering if we need it. 1 Agadeem's to get us up to 25 lands, and because we've got creatures at every mana value up to 4, can be quite a nice bomb. 1 Kraken, I just wanted to try it in this deck because A, it's a nice wall against Boros if we get to turn 4 or 3 with Ghast potentially, and they've got a 6/6 ward too. It's actually a real hard thing for them to deal with, and it can sort of slow up against that deck. And then 2 Lolths, it's obviously a Planeswalker that gives card advantage and minions to sacrifice, so it seems to fit well in the deck. It's not my most thought out deck in the world. I really just want to try and play around with this combo a little bit, and why not try it in a kind of exploit and sacrifice, quite like the theme of the deck. And so yeah, gonna have a few games with it today and see how I get on. I don't expect it to be the most competitive, but I expect it to be fun, so let's have a look. Alright, here we go. Let's see what we can do. Why do we always get these basics? Well, there are 2 in the deck, and we get them in our opening hand every time. I think we might play this out, because I don't trust receiving a 3rd land when we've got no blue anyway, but this plus this is a nice enough start. Especially on the play. This basically is only good to play. That is not a great sign, is it? That looks like it could be getting our Jadar removed. Or at least we get the token. Okay, not removed immediately. Put some pressure on this Buster deck.
After 1,000 years,
We'll just plus.
A new conquest.
Not about the minusing life. Can do 4 life a turn.
And you'll lose everything.
But then we can hold open Amalgam and just sit behind this. Ooh, tap land as well. That's painful. Plussing these. Can only take 4 damage a turn for so long.
My coin or carnage. Tribute is owed. Defy me.
So we could attack with the 2 and then cancel the Shambling Ghast ability, but I don't think it's worth it. It could just take a treasure and then invoke Despair or something. Better off just holding the Amalgam open. Just like to talk through some options sometimes. Yeah, let's cancel that. Go for a black. Keep plussing.
Your punishment is my
Starting to discard already.
Defy
Okay.
me, and you'll lose
Attack
everything.
with this one. Extra 3. So this can do 3 damage to face. It's not the end of the world for us, is it? No. I guess we get rid of this one, even though it's got 1 less loyalty. They finally realise they can attack with that. Okay. I reckon we'll take one of the top 5. This is probably what we want, isn't it? I mean, Fable's nice as well, because it gives us a lock with the Amalgam, and we don't have the decayed zombie this turn. Take a Fable. Can cycle this.
Pleasure doing business.
Down to 3. Got that decayed zombie back. I mean, there could well be a meat hook or blood on the snow this turn. No. Well, they can still meat hook for 2, but that's suicide. GG. Just about ground them down, sitting behind of Nixless, which is nice. That's what the deck's supposed to do, pretty much. Try again. Okay, here we go. We've got our basic again, but I guess we keep it. We've got 2 turns to try and draw a land, 42% each time. Plus actually a little bit more. We've got 1 more mauling in the deck. We have failed this time. At least we can little chat away the ghast now if we don't find one next turn. Get a treasure and look at a load of cards. We'll have to do that. That's why I would love to play other stuff, but missing land is not good. None there. What? How many cards have I looked at now? 13 cards, 2 lands. How are we supposed to beat this? What's happening? I don't understand. going to have to end my turn and discard, because I could play something like this and try and draw one, but I can't take even more beating off this deck. Can't even actually counter that. Sad start to this game. Seriously, what is happening? Where are all the lands in this deck? We've looked at 15 cards and had 2. This is very bizarre. We're up to nearly 50% chance to draw a land now. Nope. Miracle that we're still in this at all, to be honest. 16 cards. I am a bit baffled. I don't think I've ever seen a draw this bad. 5 cards in there, 2 on the bottom. They're all 3 drops as well. I don't even need lots. Just one more to keep me going. Ah dear. Yeah, they've learned to play around the make disappears now. That's sad. Alright. I think that might be the end, even if we draw a land on our 15th card. Opponent's really stringing this one out, eh? Look at that, there we go. So we're taking, yeah, we're dead in the air. Okay, I'll leave this game in just as an example that this does happen to everyone. Okay, let's see if we can get slightly luckier than last game. Black Sheeponis. Sheepo nice? Not sure. 2 lands on the play again, this is not. Please, not again. Oh no, it is happening again. I've even got drawing spells for 2. I don't understand. What? Come on. This isn't right. What? We're doing it again? No lands? How many am I running in this stupid deck? Look, we're winning. Winning with 2 lands. I don't think it's gonna last. Seriously? What the fuck? Game. How are they playing 4 drops? Isn't this turn 2? Little do they know, this is our 2 land strategy. Four lands plus it's chumps. 5 lands, chumps. Come on. It's an interesting one, keeping 2 lands on the play, because obviously odds are you're going to draw a land, going through over 40% chance twice, but it depends how much you need your 3rd land, I guess. 2 lands on the draw is a lot more palatable because you've got your 3 chances, 50% higher than if you're on the play to get your 3rd land. But still, it's been that was a painful couple of games. Normally I would just edit those out, but having 2 in a row that are quite so extremely bad, I think it's interesting to show people. Gives us a talking point for a little while. Hopefully we can get a talking point out of like the benefits of the deck now rather than that. So Fang of Shigeki is an interesting one. I would guess we are playing against a Death Touch tribal, such as, you know, what's the Finn the Fangbearer deck? That's the one. And there's probably quite a few fight spells going down, but
I don't need respect. Just obedience.
I think normally I would just plus when we're like ahead on board like this, but I think since there is a 1 toughness creature that we'd quite like to get rid of, having the devil around. Yeah, okay. Could be helpful.
Oh, I have a job.
At least we've got another token generator in our
Your
hand.
punishment is my entertainment.
Okay, can't do much about that.
This isn't over. Go ahead.
So do
Plead
we
for mercy.
Diabolist or do we try and find a land? I'm not really in the game to kill this at the moment when it's giving me 2 life, although they probably will kill that up this next turn. I think we Fable. It's a chance to treasure, and we can then filter next turn. Just have to hope the creatures don't get too big too quickly. Kraken can help us a bit though. Yeah. Still saved us 8 damage to the face
Next
and
time,
gained 4
I'll
life.
cut you down.
Okay, obviously didn't get the land, but ditch that. Death Touch could be helpful. And this. Honestly, what is happening with this deck? I was thinking we're going fine because we've got 3 lands, but it's really not that fine, is it? So I could play this and this. I could attack with this. I'm probably not going to want to block with the Chariot. If it was me, I would not be blocking with the Chariot, but they called my bluff, so be it. I'll play this and this probably. The Diabolist is really just to kill something off. Quite good at absorbing trample damage as well. Could be getting Blizzard Brawl by the looks of it. Okay, no. Not yet, anyway. So, probably like this. Or even like this, I suppose. Kill both those cats, since we're not killing the Chariot. Down. Hope for a land, I was about to say. Well, we have a counter. Still on 20 life, so it's not too bad. We can counter that, thankfully. Might get a much needed treasure out of it as well. Not worth blocking this 2 damage when we can have a Kraken that we can copy in future. Oh! Wasn't sure about that move, but It's good for us. At least we won one. I mean, this is another game. We went through 16 cards and only got 4 lands. But wow, we win. Alright, next one. I really want to see the potential in this deck, but given the struggles I've had so far, maybe it's just not as good as I imagined it to be. 3 lands on the play, this is nicer, but no red. And we are against aggro, so this is an interesting test for us. There's a red source. I don't need just yet, at least we can counter whatever creature would get the 1-1. Assuming that there is one. Yeah. That's a big win for us. I reckon this is a Diabolist game now. We can attack for our token. And then we're off. With the Obnixilis is another Kamano. If he puts the counter on the etching, this is so nice. If you could see this devil down, that is a bad move. Because that's now 1 creature plus a second copy of my Planeswalker. Oh, great, another one. Oh, I shouldn't have created one. That was ridiculously stupid. I should have attacked, obviously. I think we just won't attack now, we don't have to. Can kill a 3-3 if it attacks. Okay, force a Cathar on that. That's actually worked out better than I expected. Yeah, that'll be well worth a block. We don't get the 1 damage sadly, but got Sound Bug. Plus Fable, and yeah, we want this land down, so we will put it on blue. So what we're taking 8, but we've got 2 Planeswalkers that are likely to be targets for at least 5 of that damage, maybe all of it. Taking a lot more than 8 if they hit face, but I think they're going to waste it all. I say waste, use it all, killing Planeswalkers. So the Raiju will put 1 on the Cabano to stop it being killable, yeah. So we are going to take 6 to face and lose both Planeswalkers, or we can keep 1 that can generate a token. Don't need the treasure so badly, so that's probably the right move. Okay, we'll definitely discard that, and I think we don't really want that either. We can gain ourselves 4 life back here, so.
Notions of morality. All that matters is power. Go ahead.
But I don't know if it's enough. I can block 1. We're taking 3 over the top. That's if there are no other creatures. No. Okay. That's bad that we're losing against that deck with a relatively good start. Probably means that we're not viable, but we'll try 1 or 2 more. So far I still haven't managed to get the Fable and Amalgam combo going, which is the reason I built this deck. Being able to copy the Amalgam every turn, the opponent plays anything. Copy the first, counter the first spell every turn. Or at least a spell every turn, doesn't even have to be the first one obviously. Okay, I've got quite a low curve start this time, so we've actually got some Ghasts in our opening hand, which could help against this Boros deck. Let's see if we can beat it this turn. If not, maybe we chalk this deck up to a bad one. Yeah, I think we have to take this and kill the adversary. Got to slow this deck down somehow, eh? So we take a turn playing this, because after that we can have a counter and an Eaten Alive, which could be an Eaten Alive on a Brutal Cathar or something. I guess here's the choice between Cathar and Sunrise Cavalier, potentially. No, Aspirant, okay. That's also quite a nice Eaten Alive target, in fairness. God, this sound bug is weird. I should have reset the game. Not having proper game noises is super weird. Speaking of which, yeah, my mic is working good. But there aren't any game noises anyway. There are. Yeah, we can count on that one. Need one of our engines now. There we go. That counts. Swing with the Jadar army. Aspirant isn't too worrying at this point. Chat. I don't think we want to get rid of either of these. Let's have a little chat during this turn. Sacrifice this. As long as we've got our treasure, then we can either make this appear. Yes, please. And I'll take this land for a second blue source. And then I'll cast this one. Sacrifice that. This is a little bit more how the deck is supposed to go. Maybe we're not completely impotent against Boros after all. I will create a devil. As the devil is in the detail. Actually discarded the land, yeah. And then no attacks. Obviously we get our zombie back. Probably a good play, yeah. So the only Capenna cards we're playing are what little chat and make disappear in this deck. Oh no, Dabalist and Charm. Playing quite a few. One Kraken. Although the Kraken is a questionable inclusion. You're going to attack with that without the Aspirant? No, I didn't think so. Block like this, I think. Definitely better off having our planeswalkers alive than our scrappy tokens. Fine. got the make disappear, which is nice. Slowly whittling them down. This is definitely a slow whittling deck rather than anything else, but GG. Okay, you actually managed to win against Boris. I mean, they had a not as good draw maybe, but still nice to see we can actually do it. Okay, we're currently 3 for 3, but 2 of them were the crazy land games. So, excluding those, I'll say I'm 3 for 1. 3 for 2 if you want to call at least one of them a real loss. This looks quite fun. We'll obviously need a land, which we have. That's nice. So, probably is it? Okay, no, Temia, yeah. Which means they probably got make disappear this turn. So, I think we do need to make them use it. I don't really want my Jadar dead. And they won't make this appear, this, will they? But if I use this on this in their turn, I don't have any creatures left. Let's try this. Yeah, it's coming. The make disappear is coming. Or Jawari. Last time I said that they took so long because they were thinking about whether to use the Jawari or not, and then just whether to use burn or counter. I see. I think that's okay. Oh yeah, they have the Jawari. Because I can Obnixilis this now. Better than Fable, because Fable, if they counter, I've wasted my whole turn. With this, at least I get the copy, even if they counter it. Do we minus? Yeah, we minus. We need a creature.
You work for me now, Runt.
Work for me now, Runt.
Plead for mercy.
Plead for mercy. Alright, interesting. Thing is, we're definitely ahead on board, and we've got counter in hand, so we probably just plus away, let them feel the pain.
Plead for mercy.
Sadly, I could play this and this, but I think we're holding Amalgam here every day, aren't we? There's going to be a turn 5 play happening if there was no turn 4 play. Yeah, we're not having that. Come on. When you make the right choices like that and then they insta-scoop, it just fills me with that like warm sense of joy. Ah, that was good. Here we go. SK. I think, so after this weekend I'm away, so won't be dropping any videos this weekend, but next week when I'm back to it, I'll probably try some of the new Baldur's Gate cards in some alchemy decks. So that could go one way or the other, put it that way. Probably the depressing way, but we'll see. At least they've banned Grinning Ignis now, so there's no more of that nonsense around. Okay, nice to get that on the Fable. If we do this, we ramp into Loth next turn, so this should be quite nice. As such, I think we just plus these. Just aggressive, so don't need any devils. Don't think they're going to have any turn 4 hasty plays with this Jeskai deck. Obviously turn 5 gold spam potential, but if they hold all their mana open, it'll be an interesting decision whether or not to play Lolth. Okay, no. Hinata. That's
Defy me,
dangerous.
and you'll lose everything. Go ahead. Plead for
Because
mercy.
if they have their Magma Opus, we're going to get a bit of pain. It's very nice against Lolth, but
For they consume
because it's 1, 2, 3. I mean, they can basically board wipe us with a Magma Opus. Which they're looking for. So they got this, yeah, so they will be able to play it if they've got one. Which they are likely to. Yeah, it's coming. Can see them touching all the stuff. Yeah, look how nice that is against Lolth.
At least there is blood on your hands. My will cannot be denied.
Very nice.
My revenge will be cruel and pain.
Gonna struggle to win from here. 6 cards in hand and 2 4/4s.
Coin or carnage. Tribute is owed.
We just needed an amalgam somewhere. Amalgam or Fable, really. The problem is flyers. We can't sit back because we've got no flying defense. I guess what I need maybe is some bit more creature removal. We had a turn. We could have killed this.
My empire crumbles.
7 lands and 13. I mean, it's not crazy amounts, but it's too many. I think this is always a hard matchup. Unless we can counter this.
Families call me their adversary. I lied. Your punishment is my entertainment. Defy me, and you'll lose everything.
I've probably got one more turn in me. Let's see. I'm not sure what I could top deck that would make me happy though. There's pretty much nothing that is going to make this work for us. Nah. That is GG, I believe. GG. Let's see if we can get a win to end this nicely. Yeah. No black to play the Ghast on turn 1, but I have now. And nothing to sacrifice, sacrifice them, but interesting. Clearly really want their 4th mana. Did he do anything with the 4th? Got both up. Okay. I mean, that is a free win. So we won't count that one. I'll try again. Okay, this is the last game either way. Game number 10. A little bit short on time today, so to see, this will have to be it. We have to hope it's a win versus our weird. Yeah, could use a turn 3 to do something, but got turn 1 Ghast. This on blue, and this gives a double blue, so we're good after turn 4, but we need a turn 2 or 3 play of some kind. Pretty desperately now when we're facing that. That's a turn 2 play. Oh, hold on. I won't have any red land if I do that. Not a problem. Not a problem. Much better off being able to play these. The Kraken is going to be a nice wall against this borrow stick. Not even taking any damage on turn 2. Let's attack with this and threaten them. This is where it could get painful. Don't really want to block with the Ghast because we don't get the treasure. If they've got a haste creature now, it's going to be a big pain. Yeah. You can attack with everything safely. That suits me. So, if we hold open, it becomes a knight. They get 1 more 1/1. We can still kill that with that. Playing the Kraken, they can just tap the Kamano down, and we might be able to counter something. So I think it's still the right play to not attack. To not cast the Kraken. Or is it such a solid wall that it can't Cathar away? But then we want to amalgam our gas, or amalgam. Yeah, we want to amalgam. So give me something to counter basically. Preferably pre-combat. That'll do. I'm doing the Ghast to make sure we have Lolth next turn. Okay, so they can exile something at the end of the turn. That's a free kill on that. Probably kill the Cathar, but I also need to kill this Cavalier. It's a tricky one. So, can I afford this and this? 5, 6? No. Oh, with Lolth, it just dies, right? Straight to the Cavalier. If I don't play something in my turn, it's going to go back to knight, which is even worse for me. This can't block. I think we might be dead. So we can Kraken. It's probably the only move that... And hope they don't tap something. I mean, Lolth just gives me 2 toughness in defense. It's not a lot. They might be worried that we've got something for 2 as well. If they tap the Aspirant and attack with the other 2, can chump the Cathar. But I mean, this is assuming they've got nothing else to attack with, which it's already combat step, so they haven't. But they could have any burn spell to the face. I think they've worked that out. Any play with fire or rebuke, and we are toast. GG. Fun deck, but not necessarily the most competitive, I would say. There probably is a better form of it though.